And so Paul's jealous for the name of God. There's only one God who's worthy. Only one Lord who's worthy of worship. Friends, this is the motive for mission, right here. Jealousy for the glory of the Lord. I teach sixth grade church history for Abilene Classical Academy on Tuesdays, and this past week was my favorite class period. We got to study the launch of the modern missions movement, and so just faithful brothers and sisters, Henry Martin. You've got William Carey, Adoniram, and Ann Judson, who gave it all, lost so much. These mamas lost baby after baby, waiting there 6 and 7 years before they see their first convert. And the question I asked the students was, why? Why do this? That's tough. Why leave all this? Why risk your life? Why would we do that? And there are actually a lot of right answers. But Kinsler Hamlet, you in here, Kinsler? Where are you at, Bob? Kinsler said, the glory of God. That's right, my guy. The glory of God. That's the motive. We do that. Why would you do that? But because he's worthy. He alone is worthy. John Piper famously says this line, missions exists because worship doesn't. Say mission, church planting, evangelism, mission singular, anything we do, why would we go do this kind of thing? Mission exists because worship doesn't. And we want worship to exist. Why? Because we want to see Jesus Christ get his glory. And so we go and we lose it all and we leave it all and we sacrifice and we face persecution and discomfort that he might get his rightful glory because he alone is worthy. Why do we do evangelism and church planting and mission? Why do we do it? Yeah, we want to see sinners saved. We want to have compassion. Yes, hell is real. But even more fundamentally and foundationally, we want to see Jesus Christ get his rightful glory because he's worthy. It's a long quote, but listen to how John Stott puts it. He says, talking about how people are against evangelism basically today, how then, in the face of growing opposition to it, can Christians justify the continuance of world evangelization? The commonest answer is to point to the Great Commission, and indeed, obedience to it provides a strong stimulus. I mean, that's the right answer. Why would we do it? Jesus says so. That's enough, actually. But there's more. Compassion is higher than obedience, however, namely love for the people who do not know Jesus Christ and who on account are alienated and disorientated and indeed lost. So yeah, absolutely. God says so for sure. Love for the lost, you bet. John Stott says, but the highest incentive of all is zeal or jealousy for the glory of Jesus Christ. God has promoted him to the supreme place of honor in order that every knee and tongue should acknowledge his lordship. Whenever he is denied his rightful place in people's lives, therefore, we should feel inwardly wounded and jealous for his name. As Henry Martin, one of those missionaries I mentioned, expressed in his Muslim Persia at the beginning of the last century, I could not endure existence if Jesus was not glorified. It would be hell to me if he were to be always dishonored. End quotes. Can you relate with Henry Martin in the least? Can you relate with the Apostle Paul? We spread the gospel so that King Jesus can claim his crown rights, get his rightful glory because he and he alone is worthy.